Hi viewer, thanks for joining me on this quick tour through the Cairo Museum to view the remains of the pyramids. My name's Don, and here I am getting my shoes shined. One thing I noticed in Egypt is you cannot take photographs of people without their permission. Egyptians hate it. We entered the 100-year-old museum through a magnificent wrought iron fence, past two tiny Sphinx-like figures, and progress in. On the way, we hired the services of a guide, a retired lawyer with a PhD in philosophy. We end up paying him $35 Australian for 3 hours of work. There's nothing left in the pyramids themselves. Even the tombs have been taken to the museum. This is the inside lining of a tomb from one of the pyramids. Our guide takes us through the museum. Bodies were buried within these huge containers to the right. Our guide explains about the early, middle, and late kingdoms and about the upper and lower Nile region. There's far too much to take in on one short outing. He knows the names of all the pharaohs for all the statues that we see. He tells us the significance of many animals and plants to the Egyptians, such as this Egyptian dog. The hallways go on and on, 3 mammoth stories of hallways filled with artifacts. We get to see mummies. To actually see a mummy unwrapped, there's a $10 fee. In 1922, Howard Carter, a British archaeologist, found a tomb of King Tutankmamun filled with all his personal belongings. This is an original photograph showing what it looked like at the time within the tomb. The layout of the tomb was like in this drawing. King Tutankmamun was the highlight of the visit. It was like entering a pharaoh's palace. We could see everything that belonged to him, such as this personal bed. Here is his chair with our guide standing beside it. We admire his personal chariot with various belongings below it. We see various items of clothing. That tiny little thing at the back is actually a leather condom that can be strapped into place for child protection. I think this could be a royal drummer. Another bed from King Tut's tomb. He was buried with lots of food, and these are jars with seals at the top. I don't know if this is marble, but the carvings are exquisite, with hieroglyphics up the side. You see here some of King Tut's shields for use in war from the royal chariot. I always thought boomerangs were Australian, used by Aborigines, but they were in widespread use, as you see here, almost 6,000 years ago in Egypt. A very interesting painting of the pharaohs. Yet another of King Tut's beds. Mummies were found in various layers of coverings, sometimes, such as with King Tut, surrounded by gold. This 22-kilogram solid gold head was found over the mummy. I'm impressed at the elaborate coverings for the mummy. Here's yet another of King Tut's chariots. Jewelry for the pharaohs. Here we have authentic daggers or knives used by the pharaohs. More jewelry made from solid gold. Transportation carried by 2 slaves. After 3 hours, we've had all we can take of the museum. It's overwhelming and really requires a week. We go outside and look at the tourist items in local stores. Richard and I have developed a healthy appetite. We drop into a local restaurant for an evening meal. The food is excellent. Thank you, viewer, for joining Richard and myself for a very quick visit to the Cairo Museum to look at the remains from the tombs of the pharaohs.